Oh,
Welcome to episode 20. Or let's start that again. I feel like I messed something up.
from the top, from the
That's
top.
that's something professionals do, right? Welcome to episode 29 of the Play Your Yards Right podcast. As always, I am Sasha here with my wonderful co-hosts Sarah and Mike, and all positive vibes here, like Sarah said, because I haven't watched the Giants play in going on about 2 weeks now. Albeit, I'm a little sad. The Cowboys continue to look good, but that's kind of evened out by the Eagles being put in their place. So I would say overall, I would say net positive right now. Things are
As we are.
yes, things are looking pretty good. So as we
Been
as we
nice
start,
to have a week off.
you and me both, brother. Slightly different reasons, but we can kind of dive into how you're feeling after this week. As always, I got to do my little self-serving behavior of trying to get you guys into the Premier League. So I figured this week I might as well try to relate it to a little bit of football, if that's all right.
Sure.
Tottenham came out this week and we finally started to look good again. So still we have like 4 of our major starters are out. And we went into Man City and drew them 3-3. It looked amazing. I fucking love our new head coach. He is incredible. He gets the guys playing. He gets the people going. So basically, to make it a little more football, like Man City is basically like prime New England Patriots. They've won the last 4 league titles. They won a bunch of trophies last year. They won 3 trophies, like some in all of Europe. So they're like the champions of England. They're the champions of all of Europe. They have like the greatest coach of all time. Pep Guardiola is basically the Bill Belichick of all of soccer. They have like multiple players that could be like the best players at their position. This guy Erling Haaland, who's this big, like you guys may have seen him. He's on some commercials and stuff. Big blonde guy, looks like he eats children. This midfielder who's been injured now, Kevin De Bruyne, is incredible. Basically, their team is just like superstar and superstar and superstar. They're one of those teams that are owned by oil money, do a bunch of cheating, but nobody gets caught. And then all the other like poorer teams that do like the same thing they're doing get like suspended and get all these punishments, but they're not the Patriots. So they get punished for doing it. And then I kept trying to think of what team Tottenham would be. And I'm not trying to ingratiate myself with you, Mike, but I do think that Tottenham is the Bills.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovable losers.
100%. They're always like, I mean, obviously not like history, because like I would say the past like 5 years, like the Josh Allen Bills, like the team is always kind of near the top. They do have money and can spend money, but the strike on Tottenham is that they don't win anything. They haven't won. They get close. They've had a bunch of opportunities, but haven't won a trophy in basically forever. So everybody, I feel like, especially this year, we've done what we're saying that the Bills need to do. We hired, we basically changed everything. We've always had this culture where we're trying to bring in these like high like big name coaches, and they just come in and do the same thing. Whereas this guy, we hired this guy, Ange Postecoglou from Australia, and
Big Ange.
Right. He ripped up the carpet, changed everything. We went into halftime down 2-1, and he basically, all the players came out and said this speech he had in the mid, like at halftime, was basically just yelling at them. He's like, if you guys fuck up, I don't care. He's like, go out there. He's like, I don't want my team to be players that don't want the ball in crunch time. I want you to get out there and want the ball. Like, take a chance. Like, if you make a mistake, I'll go to the media and I'll say it, like, it's my fault at the end of the game. But on the field, I want you to go out there and give it 100%. Like, don't pussyfoot around. Don't be a bitch. Don't not want the ball. Like, it's just exactly what you want to hear from your coach. Like, go out there, be yourself. And he's like, if you mess up, that's my fault. That's not your fault. So I couldn't be happier. Things are looking good. It's not like we're winning these games and looking great, but basically imagine the Bills going out there without, I don't know, Matt Milano or a bunch of your defense. I don't know. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I not only imagine, I'm living that night.
Yeah.
Great.
So, it's just kind of going out there with it is just doing everything you want a coach to do. So it's that's when you've got a guy you want for the long run, is even when you're having some draws, or if you're losing a bunch of games and you still have faith in the guy. That's what you want. So I'm back on the positive train. Things are looking good. I'm happy.
I do want to say quickly, I do not want my coach. So I just want to throw that. It's a slight major difference.
If anything, it made me feel a little better for you. It's like, you just need a good guy in there. You have the players, you have the talent. You just need somebody that can rally the troops, that can talk to the fellas,
I guess.
let them play free.
We need a lot of things, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Can you imagine what would happen if a coach came in and said, "Hey, Josh, just do whatever you want on the field"? Like, is it?
Wouldn't that be? I think that's what they were doing a few years ago.
So, in things that make me a little less happy, the Cowboys just keep fucking rolling, Sarah.
It was a close one at that, though. I mean, I'm coming out of this game. I can't be upset. It was a thriller, fun one to watch. I was watching the sounds from the sidelines yesterday on YouTube, getting myself all sorts of hyped up again over it because it was just one of those wins I feel like the Cowboys really needed. We've talked about it in the past few weeks. They've been winning these blowout games against subpar teams, and the Seahawks were still figuring out who they were, but the Seahawks played well in that game. Geno Smith gave us his best version of Geno Smith in that game. DK Metcalf finally woke up, scoring 3 touchdowns. So they played one of the better versions of the Seahawks this year, and it was a close one, but they were able to come through and win a close game, which I think they needed. I mean, they've had variable. They got their ass kicked by the 49ers. The Eagles game was close, but out of the season so far, they haven't had very many games like this, and it was good to see them go out there and win in another way.
100%. And like DK is just one of those guys. When he starts going off, you're just like, I don't know how you stop this guy. It's like he just seems like he is bigger than everybody. He is faster than everybody. I mean, luckily, you guys were just, kind of went shot for shot. It wasn't really a defensive battle by any means, but just, thank God you guys were also able to score, because watching, like, being beaten by him, you just feel like, it's like you're like the little brother. You're like, what do we do to stop this guy?
Yeah, literally. I mean, Deron Bland was the little brother. Like, he was just physically outmatched by DK, and that's how I felt in the first quarter. I was like, I don't know what to do about this, because DK is just going up, down, all around to win these balls over, like get them over him. And it felt like they were going to be able to stop them, but the method was to just keep scoring. I mean, 76 points without a punt in this game. It was just mania going absolutely back and forth. The Cowboys have the top scoring offense with 32 scoring offense. So not necessarily top offense based on all categories. I think the Dolphins are up there with them, but they're averaging 32.2 points per game. 44 touchdowns on the season, which the 44 is tied with the Dolphins for the most. So their offense is electric. I mean, how can you not be pressing for the Dak MVP candidacy at this point after the way he's been playing? But
let me break out my list. I'll tell you all the reasons.
Josh Allen.
As we know, though, I think Dak will only go as far as the team goes, because we know that obviously, that plays a factor into it. Mike McCarthy was confused multiple times during this game, which, speaking of this, I don't know if it's breaking news, but Mike McCarthy has appendicitis and is currently undergoing surgery today.
Oh no.
For that. Yeah. Probably stimulated by over Thanksgiving meals for sure, I would guess.
That's a funny way to say lap band surgery.
Oh my. What if he just comes back next season skinny? Like, it's just,
he's like, turns out I had a 78-pound appendix.
Yeah, just him and oh my God, who's the coach of the Rams? Him and McVay are just like, just handsome guys together now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say maybe his diseased appendix was impacting his potentially diseased brain this season, because once again he almost cost them the game by taking a deep shot into the end zone that ended up ultimately stopping the clock and giving Seattle time, to have a game-winning drive at the end. And it was just like one of those, like, you are being so freaking greedy right now, Mike McCarthy. Like, please stop, please.
He's a guy that likes second. He wants seconds. He wants thirds. He's not. That's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah. No. So ultimately, great win. But coming out of it, I'm a little worried about the defense. I'm hoping this was just one of those shootout type games, and I don't know, but I couldn't help but feel like they looked a little broken for most of this game. Silver lining, they were able to come up when it mattered at the end of the game and get some stops. And Deron Bland with the interception. I mean, he got sizzled and absolutely burned multiple times, but an interception can be a game altering, factor here. So if you're able to come away with that, in a way, I think it makes up for the blown coverages and stuff in some aspects. And in this game, it did.
No, little bit. I completely agree. I think even Mike was saying that, I don't know if it was Mike last week, or it's like, I mean, this is the kind of style of the defense that, that Dan Quinn draws up, is like, I'm going to trust you guys to go out there and have the balls and, make the kind of crazy play. And this is kind of the negative and positive side of it. Like, I mean, these are fun games to watch. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm all in on watching these, 76-point games. But that's kind of what's going to happen. And like we've talked about before also, like, I think Pete Carroll's a really good coach, and he sees that, they're going to bite a lot on these routes and they're going to play it very aggressively. So if we can find a way around that and really open it up, like, receivers can have gigantic days like this.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I think ultimately what it comes down to is knowing that you have an offense that can put up the points, right? That allows your defense to have a little bit of this flexibility here where they can take chances and go for it and maybe give up some points, as a sequela of that. So I think that's where they've struck a good balance, it seems, so far this year, where they're able to have the defense that makes gambles, but their offense is able to produce when they need it. So,
and I know what it means, but I'm going to ask for Mike. What is sequela? I think Mike was just wondering what that word meant.
Oh, I was just using it the other day in conversation. But Sarah, can you just you can describe it much better for the rest of the audience?
An adverse, I feel like this is my medical brain coming out, but like an adverse event or like a bad secondary outcome.
Secondary outcome, right. Like
yeah. In the secondary, that's like the sequela was playing cover 2.
Yeah.
Playing sequela out in the secondary.
Just glad we're all on the same page here.
So ultimately, overall, I cannot wait for the Cowboys to host Philly this weekend. I'm like a little upset that this is a Sunday night game because I feel like I'm just going to be like buzzing all day waiting for it. I mean, it's worthy of the primetime spot, but I don't know if I can handle the nerves and anxiety because this is a huge, huge game. Obviously, we all know playoff implications, which we'll probably get to when we talk about the Eagles, but the matchup is going to be so good. And I feel like the Cowboys are going to take care of business this weekend.
So that's a wonderful transition. Is there any part of you that's a little sad that the Eagles got absolutely smushed by the 49ers? Because that might give them a little extra juice coming into this game.
That did cross my mind. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm a big person. Like, I think in trends like that with games like the Chiefs, I'm like, the Chiefs would never lose 2 in a row. The Eagles are kind of like in that territory a little bit. So that did cross my mind. But I mean, it needed to happen if we have any chance of taking, the NFC East. So, I mean, the order of them being back to back, I'm a little superstitious on, but I'm also hopeful that maybe they got beat up from it, exposed, which I think they did in some ways. So that could play to our advantage there.
Yeah, and your offensive line started to look pretty good. Like, I mean, Dak just, I think, looks really good with. I mean, who's your left tackle? I kept seeing like those highlights of that just gigantic human.
They want Tyler Smith. I mean, people were saying that he should get a Pro Bowl vote for this year. He's been playing really well. It's really Terrence Steele who's been like the weakest in there, and he's just hit or miss on there. Some games when Dak's getting sacked multiple times, I think against the Commanders. But yeah, they're pulling it together. And I mean, with Zach Martin in there, like, you can't go wrong. They just have such a strong core around him too.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. But I think we'll go out of sequential order a little bit. We need to talk about the 49ers. The Eagles, it finally happened what everything we've been talking about all year and wanted. They looked beatable, and this was just them running into an absolute buzzsaw of the 49ers. Debo was just completely ruthless, and it was just nice to see the Eagles just get one absolutely stuck to them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked watching them lose.
It just felt good for you too. Just fuck the Eagles.
Yeah. Fuck those guys.
I mean, you can't. Like, I'm sorry, Sirianni by the week is becoming increasingly more hateable. And it's just watching him be sad, confused, lost. And I was so happy that Jalen Hurts was not actually injured because I didn't want to hear it from Eagles fans. The game was over before he got injured and he came back. And honestly, I want the Cowboys to face off against him because I don't want to hear it if, they have to play whoever. I don't even know who the backup is for the Eagles these days. Mariota, maybe?
It's Mariota. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was great to watch. They, like you said, have shown that they can finally be beaten. It leaves me very more worried about the 49ers because I'm still scared of them, but we'll cross that bridge when the time comes.
Yeah, just got to play who's next. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I think I liked about Philly this game, other than them losing, was obviously the thing, that Dom DeSandro, that security guard, was hilarious. That guy is enormous.
Yeah.
And then I think I also saw my favorite quote of the day was Jerry Rice had to come out and say that he would have punched him, which I think was my favorite.
Yeah. So weird. It was the most Philly thing. Yeah. Like I couldn't. I'm like, it was just shocking to see that guy, and it's like, of course that guy's on the sideline. Of course he's fighting with players. It's like they just pulled down like typical Philly fan and put a a shirt on him, a uniform.
Right. It's like in Vegas, they have that restaurant, like the Heart Attack Grill, where it's like if you weigh over 350 pounds, you can eat for free. And this is just like the biggest guy that walks into the stadium and like, yeah, this guy works for security for us.
Yeah, right.
So I think that's the only thing I like about it. But again, I think Sarah, like you said, Nick Sirianni's face will pretty much undo any positive feeling I have about that team.
Yeah. I can't. I just can't even get going on it because it sounds irrational how much I dislike him, but it's just, and like, why was Big Dom basically on the field? That's what I want to know. Like security, I mean, I'm sure people are asking this, but security, like you can be behind the bench, milling around, kind of like the team doctors blend in. Like he was literally like toes over the edge of the sidelines of the field. Like I don't understand.
Yeah,
there's not. Where are you going to put all of them?
I don't think
it has to spill out into the field of play.
Yeah, he was standing like he was on the first row. It's like, yeah, security is for the fans, right? It's not for the other players. So whatever. I hope to see him back.
I think the Eagles are heading in like, I think this game is the start of them heading in like the wrong direction. They've had too much like magical luck, and now like with the coach being so like involved and every day it's a story, this Big Dom thing. There's too many things going on. I think we're heading towards like an AJ Brown, another freak out or an injury. Their secondary is like very bad. Like it's a real problem. I think they're going to start to, I think they're one of these like top teams there's still 5 weeks left. Like there's a lot of football left to be written here. And I don't think the Eagles are going to be the top seed. I think they're going to be heading south going into the playoffs. Although they do have a really good end of the year schedule.
Yeah. Again, I'm
Giants twice.
All right. Shut up. So I'm not an Eagles fan, and I'm not saying this, but if I were an Eagles fan, I would probably be saying something like, this is a good time to lose one and a good time to like check yourself. Cause I feel like there's a whole nother level of pressure of going in, 9-1, 10-1, 11-1, like being that team, having all these close wins, having those close games they played against the Commanders. And like, there is something to this, like nobody believes in us stuff. And you can't really do that. I think there's a different level of stress that comes when a team has that kind of 11-1, 12-1 kind of record that I think now they get to shake a little bit of. So I am worried about them making them a little more confident. Then maybe this game, maybe not looking 100% against the Cowboys, and then maybe gaining some confidence against those two Giants games and rolling into the playoffs and just, knowing how to come back from losing.
They did sign Shaq Leonard too. So it was a good signing for them if he's still physically able to perform. Yeah. That's a big pickup. That's where they needed help at linebacker.
Yeah, good at rushing the quarterback. I do like their kind of thing. They're like, you know what, fuck it, we can't defend anybody in the secondary. We're just going to get to the quarterback faster than anybody.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
who knows?
We'll see.
Finish out the NFC East for the week. I guess Commanders. Who cares? Blown up by the Dolphins. I don't think any real surprise there. Their defense stinks. The Dolphins, I think, are really good, but it also seems like they somehow have the easiest schedule of any team ever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, say it again. Say it one more time.
I guess, but that's also
cake schedule.
That's thanks to the Bills. The Bills won that division last year, so now they didn't have to play any of the other division winners. So they were playing whatever the second that second tier. And I mean, they're doing what a good team should do, is go out and they're not making it close. They are running through these teams, and it is fun to watch. It's just crazy how fast Tyreek Hill is, and also just how good he is. That dude just does not drop passes and just can find space. When it's like, it's one thing I'll never understand. Obviously, I'm not a coach. I'm a dumb guy. It's kind of like you have that one guy. It's like if Waddle beats you, Waddle beats you. But it's like, well, I don't understand why two people aren't on Tyreek Hill 100% of the time.
Maybe because they both can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could send three people. They can't run up the field fast enough.
Yeah, that is just absolutely crazy. So as far as the Commanders, I mean, they stink, but like, do you run back Sam Howell next season?
I feel like, unfortunately for Commanders fans, he's done enough that yes, they will. And maybe not, unfortunately. I don't really he has this like decent stats this year. He's been sacked more than anyone else. So he's kind of a little bit of an anomaly, I feel like, in that regard. Like the team is just really bad. So it's hard to make an assessment, but I don't think he's done anything to lose his starting job. So yes.
Yeah. If anything, I hope that they just end up in the same Danny Dimes situation we're in, where it's like, I guess he did enough and we keep him around. So I mean, they're obviously,
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't pass the eye test for me as far as like I don't see like he doesn't look I don't think he's that good. He's got good receivers. He has good offensive weapons.
Yeah.
And sure a lot of that could be coaching and he's a rookie, but I don't know. I don't see it.
No offensive line is tough. I think it's really tough to judge a guy when he's getting pelted and he's on his back that much. I don't know. It stinks to watch that team. Who cares? Again, you have a new owner. You have Eric Bieniemy in the building. You fired your defensive coordinator. At least you feel like your ownership is doing something. I guess I'd be happier than you've been in a long time because you have hope, which they've never had before. And then Mike, you and I guess wins off the bye. AFC AFC looks like even more of a mess. They're in the hunt graphics, constantly seeing the Bills over there, and the Giants. Tyrod's back, but Tommy DeVito won that starting job, so we're going to lose by 20 to the Packers, and Tommy DeVito's going to have his little Italian cheese hands all over the fucking place.
He made him an offer they couldn't refuse.
He's scoring like 17 points in 2 games. He couldn't refuse that.
You can't listen. You just got to plug your nose and get through this season, buddy.
Yep.
Just pray for losses at this point. I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see what you guys are able to do, what you do with Daniel Jones, like who you draft. Like if you fall into like that 3rd pick, can you get Marvin Harrison Jr. like that? Then you got to double down on Danny. Hopefully not DeVito, but Danny Dimes. Jalen Hyatt looks really good. Some of your you're doing some stuff.
Yeah. No, we're trying
something. I don't know what that something is, but
we're showing something. That's which is really all I want. I just want it to look like at least Dable is competent and we can trust Joe Shane. Like you just want to feel that somebody up top that has their hands on the wheel knows what they're doing. So who knows? Whatever. After that Monday night, I was watching that whole Monday night game and pretending I was a Bills fan. I don't know who you wanted to win. Is it good? Is it bad? I think it's like now it seems like Lawrence is going to be out for a while. Those high ankle sprains seems like they never really heal well. But then the Bengals come out and put up a tremendous amount of points, and Browning looks like he could be a serviceable player.
Yeah, it's tough because I thought I wanted the Bengals because I thought their record was a little worse than it was. And I wanted them because it's like there's still part of me that thinks like if the top collapses, we somehow get the 1 seed. That's crazy Bills fan. And then watching Browning be like kind of good in this game was also really scary. Both of those teams have the tiebreaker on us, so it doesn't really we're not going to probably pass Jacksonville anyway. So I guess I should have been rooting for Jacksonville just to, snuff the life out of Cincinnati, who now seems like they have life again. It bumped us down. We were in 10th place. Now we're in 11th because Cincinnati has the tiebreaker over us. Denver has the tiebreaker over us. Jacksonville does.
So, I just feel like I get that the record and the games we played, but it's just like there's still I don't care what the record say and what those games have said. It's like there's no part of me that doesn't think the Bills are better than the Broncos, Steelers, Browns, and Bengals.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah. I got into it on Twitter with people going on about sadder Bills fans than me being like, we're not going to make the playoffs. And I know I was really down bad, but it's like you have to just go week to week. If we win 5 games, we're going to the playoffs. And they're like, well, maybe not. there's no way at 11-6 with the disasters going on, these dumpster fire injuries, these teams getting there's there are equal amounts of backup quarterbacks that there are starting quarterbacks in the playoffs right now. You're going to have Jacksonville, you got Pittsburgh, you have Cleveland, and you have the Colts. More backup quarterbacks than starters.
That is
Um,
crazy.
yeah,
But yeah,
that's not gonna hold up. Like Cleveland's falling apart. I actually kind of like the Colts. I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but their coach Shane Steichen, he's really good.
who?
Shane Steichen.
No.
I think Pittsburgh. I get scared with the Tomlin, the aura of he's never had a losing season and all that. But it feels like that team is like breaking apart. Literally, T.J. Watt looked like he got hurt. Pickett's out. I think Pittsburgh and Cleveland are going to fall out of this. They're not making the playoffs, either of them. And then I think it'll be Houston and Buffalo will get in.
That's definitely the most fun
Today.
version. I think that's the most fun version of the AFC playoffs. I don't want to see the Steelers or Browns or Bengals in the play, like the Browns without or the Bengals without Burrow. Like I don't want to see that game. I do want to see. Look, I want to see Gardner Minshew go crazy. I want to see C.J. Stroud go crazy. I would want to see Josh Allen go crazy. I just like any of those AFC North teams are just seems like a first game on Saturday snoozer that is who cares.
Yeah, and the only other thing you could look out for, like if Jacksonville, like if he's out for 3 or 4 weeks and Jacksonville just starts to like skid, like we don't know who is it? It's is it Gabbert? Blaine Gabbert's the backup?
I think it was no,
or it's the other guy. No, it's basically Blaine. It's just another version of Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah, I feel like I just picked him up at fantasy because times are tough.
I saw somebody in fantasy added Browning for 45 of their free agency dollars, and I was like, it's rough out here.
CJ Beathard, beat hard.
Okay,
Beathard.
Okay, yeah. I don't know anything about it. It's just they play the Browns, they play the Ravens, they play the Bucks, the Panthers, and the Titans. They could lose 4 out of 5 of those games if they don't have Trevor Lawrence. So
yeah, but you didn't list a lot of great teams there, and I guess they're just going to give the ball to ETN 50 times a game.
I guess, yeah. I mean, he hasn't looked as good. I think he's banged up. Like he's not. I don't know if it's their scheme or what, because he does have like the highest amount of broken tackles in the league. That's a thing I didn't realize, but he's just not like, it's like 17 carries for 73 yards or 18. It's not like he's getting 150-yard rushing games. He was in the beginning of the year. So yeah. I don't know. And they lost Christian Kirk too.
Yeah.
So also, yeah, that's definitely a problem. And clearly their defense isn't that great if they're giving up that many points to a Browning-led defense or Browning-led offense. So
yeah, they were just coming down. I mean, that game was surprising, and the Cowboys Seahawks and like the amount of scoring was like, it's like the NFL was like, all right, enough. Like everybody starts scoring touchdowns. Like I couldn't believe. I thought that score was fake with the Cowboys game. I could not believe it. I was like, oh my God,
insane. So who knows? I mean, there's a lot of parity in the league, and I feel like a lot of these teams, like if I say their names, I think they're bad, and then I look at the record and they're 7-5. So it it may be some bad football, but at least that means for the last couple of weeks we are going to have a lot of meaningful games that and a lot is going to shake out. So we can at least be excited for that. So
Bills Chiefs, baby, Bills Chiefs.
I'm excited for that one. I think Bills own the Chiefs in the regular season. Bills own the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. I don't think my body can take much more.
Listen, you're
that week off. I don't feel rested. I need another rest week.
Your mind's telling you no, but your body's telling you.
But Josh Allen's body's telling me yes. Let's go.
So speaking of Josh Allen's body, let's get into NFL Week 14. Go right into some bets. We had a little bit of a rough week last week, but we're kind of getting comfortable with that. We had a couple wins, but if you're following that, you were three out of 4 on the Thursday props, and you just kind of threw that Gallup touchdown in as if you're feeling froggy. So I
didn't realize he doesn't play for Dallas. I didn't realize
that. He's the only guy. He's the only guy that had, I think, 0 catches.
Yeah, it was really great.
Yeah. So, but listen, the Dak over rushing, Cooks over yards, Dak over rushing yards, Cooks over yards, and Cooks touchdown, all hit. So you went in with a little bit of money going into the week, and then you did nail that Packers over Chiefs +6. and Denver Houston under. Other than that, oh, and you had your Uber lock.
And my Uber lock.
Yeah, so that the Uber lock is all that matters here. So we got a few wins and we got a little money in the kitty. So let's go into week 14. Don't know if you want to do Thursday night Propapalooza again where you're feeling hot, and then we can get into your likes and loves for week 14.
Of course, we're going to do a Thursday night Propapalooza for what is shaping up to be. I don't even want to watch it, so we're going to need to bet it because it's important, I guess, for the standings, but this game is going to be brutal.
Bad.
Patriots, Steelers, in Pittsburgh. Pat's starting maybe Bailey Zappi, maybe that other Malik Cunningham. We're getting Mitch Trubisky. Woof. So what I got for you, I got 4 fun little props that I think we're going to do well. I think I'm getting this Thursday night prop thing down. So first one, we're going to go Pat Freiermuth over 27.5 receiving yards.
Ooh, that seems low.
It seems a little too low, wouldn't you say? I just think, if Trubisky's going to do it, he's going to take safe check down things. When they had some success, when his first week back, they were working him over the middle a ton. He had like 100 and something yards receiving. I think he's good. I think it's going to be a lot of like easy stuff. I don't think they're going to be working the sidelines as much. So I think take that. I like under 154.5 passing yards for Bailey Zappi.
So
the Patriots have nobody who gets open.
That is also a low number.
Yeah, there's nobody. Nobody gets open. They have. I've never seen where they go back and they throw a ball and it looks like it's going to be great, and then they are just completely shrouded by cornerbacks. So I think it's going to be the same kind of thing. And he stinks and they're falling apart. So give me the under in that. And then a really fun thing I like is 2 touchdown scoring props. New England's defense, Pittsburgh's defense.
Ooh.
Bad quarterbacks, fumbles, interceptions. Just if we're getting points, we're getting chaos. So Pittsburgh, if you bet them, is plus 650. New England, if you get them, it's plus 1,000. 10 to 1.
All right,
so that's fun. That's fun.
Yeah. And we're rooting for defense. That's the way I want to watch this game. Do I know that that's going to happen? No, but if I had to sit here and root for offense, it's just going to be a sad day. So. It's going to be fun to sit there and just root for them to crush whoever's playing quarterback.
Yeah. I just, that's, you want to vote for weird things to happen. And I don't know how you can get a read on any other kind of bet right now with a game like this. So just bet on the defense. It's something fun and exciting. If that's happening, at least you're seeing something that's watchable and enjoyable.
I'm with you. I like that. I think that's a fun little prop for tomorrow. That'll make that.
And I'm rooting for the Patriots, which is gross.
Yeah, how's that feel? It's got to be the first time that's happened in 20 years.
Yeah. So hopefully the Patriots can play upset. And I'm toning it down a little bit this week because we got to focus. We got a big game against Kansas City, and I am putting too many bets out there. So we're going to try to do. We're going to go a couple, and we're going to win them all. That's what we're going to do this week.
That's a good idea.
Instead of so many. Instead of so many cool bets, instead what we're going to do is just do a few and win them.
Sarah, you were just talking about that 2 weeks ago, right? Like, what if you just pick some and won them?
Just pick a one. I mean, the Bills need you, Mike. They need you focused in this week, so we can't have you all over the board.
Right. I can't be all over the place. I got to be focused on this game, and so let me give you the picks that I really like, and my loves and my Uber lock.
Oh, no likes, just loves and Uber lock.
No, I just love it all. I love it all. It's not as many. No room for likes, just loves.
Good.
I love Lions Bears over 43.5 points. Love it.
I like that.
Lions defense, Swiss cheese. Bears defense, not as good as everybody thinks it is. Points, tons of points. I can't believe that's a lot. I thought that line was going to be like 47.5.
You trust that? The only thing that worries me, you trust Jared Goff, indoor cat, having to play out in cold Chicago.
I know, but you can run. The Bears have the worst run defense in the NFL. They can do stuff like the reverse play that they ran to Jameson Williams last week was so electric, and he ran for a touchdown. So, yeah, I like the Bears to score points. You did just remind me about outdoor cat. That is a little scary. But whatever, I'm going for it. 43.5. Pray for good weather.
Put the nuts on the table. Hope it's nice in Chicago.
Yeah, if we had a meteorologist, like I keep asking you guys to hire on for the show, I'd know what the weather's going to be.
Steve Caparizzo said he was busy.
Well, all right. Well, we're going to wing it. Next one, easy. Don't need to worry about weather for this one because it's in the dome. Cowboys -3.5 versus Philly.
Ooh,
Love it.
I already told you, Philly stinks. They had no business beating the Bills. They're getting helped by the referees, and nobody gets help from the ref and from the NFL more than Dallas. So I'm just give me the Cowboys.
I like that. I'm kind of surprised that's 3.5. Cowboys are favored by 3.5 against the team. The team leading the division. That says a lot. I feel like Vegas knows something there. That line seems a little funky. So
well, the home line is 3, so that means they think they're better, which is nuts.
I'm loving your Philly energy today. It's great.
Yeah. Well, they came there. Well, that game, they are up there on my teams I hate the most.
Good.
And I'm going to throw this out here. I think this game that I'm about to tell you about, I think it's the best and the most fun rivalry in the NFL. Give me Bills +1.5 versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ooh,
I'm serious, guys. As far as rivalries, this Josh Allen Mahomes thing, this is give this 10 more years. This is going to be real Peyton Manning, Tom Brady vibes. Once Josh Allen wins 6 Super Bowls, so you can get that Tom Brady number, which is coming.
It's like you just got to hope it, because basically this scenario, you're saying Josh Allen is Peyton Manning, and it took Peyton a while to win one.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. Josh Allen's going to end up being Tom Brady in this scenario.
Okay.
I like the Bills' backs are against the wall, and I'm going out swinging because this is it. So we lose this game, I think that's it. If we win the other 4.
I like the Bills off the bye, feeling a little healthy. It does scare me a little that they're on the road, but the Chiefs they don't look like the Chiefs. I watched that whole game against the Packers, and it was like that. I just kept being shot. I'm like, this is not the Chiefs team that I'm used to seeing. And I think not having the receivers is a big deal. I think their defense is okay, maybe taking a little bit of a step back. And I don't know, Pacheco is an animal, but other than that, I don't, him and Mahomes, of course, but if Kelsey's not catching 10 balls, there's nothing. I don't know if I trust that, which obviously it sounds stupid now. I don't know if I trust the team the same way that I would. You get in the playoffs, it's a different story, but I think the Bills get up for this one as well.
And the Chiefs defense has looked really mortal.
They're favored on the road, which is, it feels like Vegas knows something there.
No, Bills are +1.
Oh, +1. I was thinking about
but that's basically the 3 points. We are, they think we're the better team. We are the better team.
So what's that say? What's that say? A neutral field, the Bills would be -1.5. So
and Josh Allen would beat Patrick Mahomes in a fight.
I have to ask you, because you're in a similar position to me. Do you feel worse that the Chiefs are coming off of a loss? Are you factoring that in?
Yeah, a little bit. Yep. But this is less so of the Chiefs players and more, this is conspiracy me, which we don't need to have this guy too much on the show. But it's a big, I'm like, oh God, they lost. NFL's giving them a win. Here we go. Here come the Bills, the NFL's favorite punching bag. We're going to have 19 penalties called in the first 3 drives. I could see it.
I think you guys need to come out and score points though. I'm tired of seeing these Bills games, the Bills scoring less than 20 points a game. They need to come out and they need to throw their meat around a little bit and be like, this is, remember us? Maybe our defense has some injuries, but Diggs is going to have 7 catches. Kincaid is going to have 9 catches, and
Gabe Davis 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. This is what we're going to do. So it's that. I feel like we haven't seen that in a while, and I think off the bye going into Arrowhead, this has to be the week. And obviously, it's the Bills don't have room to lose another game, so They need this,
That's
I think,
it.
more. Yeah, that they need this.
We're
more than-
gonna know who we are at the end of this, and I'm willing to put my money on us. There's more to come from this story. I don't think this season's over yet. So
I've seen you put your money on Japanese baseball, so I don't know if that's really saying
true.
much.
It's true. Sasha and I had a really good. Sasha said the word bet to me yesterday, so I made some basketball bets
Yeah.
and did really well, 3 for 3. Pavlov's dog. I heard bet, and I'm like, all right, I guess I have to bet now. And now I said bet.
Oh no.
And today I was like, oh, maybe I should just let this ride. What's going on right now? And it was like Japanese this, weird Russian basketball leagues. And I was like, I can't. But I have before.
Or call 1-800-GAMBLER. Always gamble responsibly, Mike. So
right. I was going to bet responsibly.
Loves. We got the 3 loves. You got anything else that you really
Uberlock.
Uberlock, going right into it. I love it.
You guys are going to hate it.
I can't wait.
It's Jacksonville, Cleveland over 30.5 points.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I said it. 30.5 points. That's got to be the lowest NFL line I've ever seen in my life.
I was going to say that if it wasn't also the line for the Thursday night game. I was looking at the Patriots Steelers. That is also at 30.5.
That line's going to move. No, no, I don't. I do think the Jacksonville Cleveland one will.
So get it early. While you're listening to this now, send us your bet slip. Show us you got it in early. You think that'll? I guess people just don't know with Jacksonville. Obviously, CJ Beathard, they have their injuries. It's basically a backup quarterback in his first game going against the Cleveland defense that is a little battered.
Joe Flacco.
You think Flacco's going to put up a 20 spot? You think 20-10 seems like seems like a reasonable score to this game, and that still doesn't hit the over.
Well, let me try this 20-13.
That sounds better. I like that. I
think it's another field goal, and that's what's going to happen. I actually think Jacksonville is going to win this game, though. I think it's just going to be higher scoring than you think. I don't know. Again, maybe weather. I hope not. I haven't checked. But Cleveland's defense hasn't been so incredible lately. I do think Peterson will scheme up something to make it work. And I think Joe Flacco looks competent.
Yeah.
And their running backs are good. And Cincinnati just scored 30 points with a backup quarterback against them?
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's a good Super Bowl at winning quarterback.
All right.
Guys.
Listen, I like that. And 30.5 is low. I mean, this week is crazy. 230.5 point lines, and then Texans at Jets, 32.5. That is this is like weird college game lines.
Yeah, it's not good. And then I'll give you but you do thank God, because there's a lot of bad games, but at least the good ones are really good.
Yeah.
And 2 Monday night games. Don't forget, guys. Kicking off at the exact same time.
Right. That's kind of weird, right? Don't they usually do like a 7 and a 10? I mean, I'm glad they're not doing a 10 o'clock one. But 2 at the exact same time is a little weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It feels like it's an AFC and an NFC, and they kind of are playoffy implications with the Packers, and on the other side, Dolphins, Titans got some. So I feel like it's just pick your conference and watch what are both going to not be great games.
Yeah.
And to finish this off, I'm going to give the stinkiest of stinky dogs, because you know what, one of these times they're going to hit, guys, and we're going to win. We're going to win money. We're going to be plus money. I guarantee. This is a Mike Blasl guarantee. We're going to be plus money on the stinky dog by the end of the year. So here you go. Everybody plug your nose. You ready? This one stinks.
Hold your breath and take it. What do we got?
Raiders, money line over the... Who are the Raiders playing? Come on. They're playing. Anybody? Guys, this is a test. I know
I was writing it down. Vikings.
Someone
right, the
it.
Vikings. Good job.
Okay.
Plus Raiders 3. At home.
I like that.
Dobbs.
I like a home dog. Over. I like a home dog. I like Max Crosby to sack Josh Dobbs like 4 times.
Yeah.
Give me Jaguars over Browns.
Ooh, I like. Okay, coming off the injury, Jags over Browns.
Yeah. They're gonna win. And then this is like, I don't know why I feel this in my bones. I kind of talked to you about it, Sasha, a little, but not this part. I want the Seahawks over the 49ers.
Ooh.
That's
They
going to
do
give
feel
us 30-1.
They do feel like they're due for a letdown game.
Right.
So I
And
like how
Seahawks have everything to lose. This is like huge for them.
I like it.
It scares me. It scares me a lot. I got to tell you, the 49ers are feeling good, and she's scary.
Don't put $1,000 on it.
But you do get plus 2976.
Wow.
It's good. Guys, we hit that and we're way up for the year. That's all it takes.
Just gamble
Just one.
I can't believe nobody's thought about this before.
You get the odds really high and you only got to hit it once. It's not hard, guys. It's simple math.
It's all right. So
yeah, Seahawks have everything to lose. So, and Geno Smith looked pretty good against Dallas.
Yeah, they put up points. They put up points.
Yeah. They got 3 receivers. If Kenneth Walker plays, great. I also like Chardonnay.
Yeah,
he's good. So yeah.
Just
We'll
I hate that. I'd feel a lot better about it if they were at home. They did just play each other, but I think you're right. It's divisional. They just played each other not that long ago. It's hard to beat a team, unless you're the Cowboys playing the Giants twice. It's not that easy. So listen, I'll ride with you. I'm with you on that one. I just want to let you know I'm scared. It's my first time, and don't hurt me.
Okay, I'll keep you safe.
All right.
Listen, we need to get a Hanukkah. It's a Hanukkah miracle on Sunday. Huh?
That's what they say.
What day of the menorah are we on?
It starts on Sunday. Don't make me do math. I don't know. It starts on.
But you have like 8.
Yeah, I think it's 8. We're right in the middle. We're right in the middle somewhere. I don't know. It starts on Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
That's when the magic really starts.
Right, day 4. That's when you start realizing, listen, this oil is lasting a lot longer than we expected. I think we can make this 8 days. I think we're in business.
I think the Seahawks could beat the 49ers.
So beautiful.
There we go.
We got the Thursday Propapalooza. We got Freiermuth over 27.5 in yards, 27.5 receiving yards. I love that. That seems so low. He's going to have like 5 catches for 75 yards. Zappy under 154.5 passing yards. He's dog shit. And then we've got New England defense and we got Pittsburgh defense, each to score a touchdown, maybe a little sprinkle on either of those. New England defense plus 1,000, Pittsburgh defense plus 650. I feel like one of those is going to hit. I really like that.
Don't bet just one if you do it. Bet them both.
Yeah, you got to bet both.
You're going to pick the wrong one.
Yep. And we got the loves for this week. Lions, Bears over 43.5. Cowboys, Sarah's Cowboys minus 3.5 over Philly. And we got Mike's Bills plus 1.5 over the Kansas City Chiefs. We got the Uber lock of the week, Jacksonville, Cleveland over that disgusting over of 30.5 points. And then we got the stinkiest dog parlay coming in about 30-1. Raiders over Vikings, Jags over Browns, and the Seahawks over your San Francisco 49ers. That's a nice ticket. It's a clean ticket, not too long, not too short. Keeps it interesting all throughout the day. I'm in on this. I'm going to be excited, and maybe I'll watch some football this weekend.
Hey, try it out. There's some really great lines, like 30 points.
Yeah. So I love it. Sarah, any closing remarks? How you feeling? You're feeling excited. You got to be feeling good. I feel like this is it's simultaneously like the least the Cowboys have been talked about and maybe the best team they've had in a long time.
Oh yeah, no, I'm excited. I think this is a huge week for the podcast. Maybe, I don't know, Sasha, I'm not sure on you, but for Mike and I, this is a big week coming up. This could be make or break for the podcast because I don't know, Mike, I don't know if you coming out of this with a loss. We don't speak the losses into existence, but I'm excited. As much as there are some really, really trash games, there are some very good matchups, like we said. And we have to cherish our football. Time is ticking here. So enjoy all the games. Find some good bets with Thursday Night Propapalooza to get you interested in maybe the lesser great matchups. But let's just remember to enjoy it, embrace it. Week 14 here. So we got to lock in.
Love it. Mike, any final remarks, anything you want to say to your to Josh Allen? The Blake Hive. Josh Allen, we know you're listening. Gabe Davis, we know you tune in every week.
Yeah, they're big fans.
Yeah.
Buffalo, get it together. Beat the Chiefs. I feel like I'm just talking directly. What I would want to say to the Chiefs, to the Bills. No, I mean, it's a huge week. This is it. But it's kind of nice. It's like, I don't know, like in an action movie when it's just like the hero's cornered and they just like, fuck it. And they just start shooting like John Wick. Like, this is it. So whatever at this point. It's nice to know that on Sunday, I'm going to know if my season's going on or if it's over. And I think we win this. The momentum is I mean, if we win this game, we're winning out. Fact.
Love it.
Sorry,
Love
Sarah.
it.
You are gonna have to take an L next week.
Love it. Love it. I can't wait. I can't wait to mediate that. I'm very excited for this because I just listen. I'm here to be a locker room guy now. Where the Giants are done, I'm not rooting for anything. I'm rooting for losses. Go Jordan Love. I just need Saquon to stay healthy and Brian Dable to not get too fat and die. So
you're an instigator. Don't locker room guy.
Locker room guy.
You're a troublemaker.
We're having a good time.
One of our teams starts going down. I guarantee Saj's gonna have something to say.
Yeah, I'm a good time. I'm a good time. I'm having fun. All right. Well, as always, thank you for listening. Follow us on Instagram. Follow Mike on X/Twitter. Play your bets right. You find all the best, all the hottest bets there. Get these lines in before they start moving because we got some weird over-unders now. We appreciate you. Listen to us wherever you get podcasts, and also make sure you check us out on YouTube. Like them, follow us on there, where you can see these beautiful faces, see this wonderful Christmas tree that a young Jewish boy has always wanted right behind him.
I'm in the Oval Office.
You never know. You got to tune every week. See where Mike's at. So
Blazel's backgrounds. Sorry.
We love you guys, and we will talk to you next week.